Hey there, it's Michael Church with crawlspaceninja.com, and today we are going to be, we get questions a lot about how much vapor barrier we should have, how much tape we should use. So I decided to do a video to describe exactly how to measure the crawl space to give you a better idea of how much butyl tape and seam tape to use. So this video here is going to go through and kind of give you a little display about how to do that. So here I'm at the Chattanooga Aquarium. They have a butterfly exhibit. So that is one huge butterfly, just came and landed on me. I didn't have to kill it or nothing. So pretty cool little guy. So let's look at the one on the left is butyl tape. That's a two-sided tape. This is what you use if, especially if you're trying to do this crawl space yourself. Butyl tape is a great way to help you hold the vapor barrier up while you either install a Hilti nail to permanently attach the vapor barrier to the foundation wall, or obviously a Christmas tree fastener. Christmas tree fasteners are the most popular way to do it. You pre-drill a hole, quarter-inch hole, and then shove a Christmas tree fastener in through the vapor barrier and the butyl tape. I'll get into that in a little bit, and then the one on the right is the seam tape. That's a 4-inch seam tape. It's a 7 mil, 180 linear feet. Great stuff. These two are the exact same products we use in our projects. All right, this gives you a little idea of what our projects look like. This is one we just finished. As you can see, here is the seam tape right here and here. You got seam tape, and then over on here, here's the seam tape here, and then around the bottom, we seam taped the pillar vapor barrier to the floor vapor barrier. And then over here, what you want to do is you want to drape the vapor barrier down and have it over I'm sorry. So what you want to do here is you want to drape the vapor barrier down and then bring the floor vapor barrier over the wall vapor barrier. You see we got quite a bit of excess coming down. That way if there's ever any trenching or anything underneath here, it holds all that moisture in this area so that it doesn't pop through the seam. So anyway, just a little tip. If you're in the south, you want to leave that 3-inch termite gap right there just under the sill plate. That's why there's that. And over here, real quick, the ninjas like to make them all level. So that's why this one has more than this one. So that way, this was a slanted crawl space. You really only need to go about 18 to 24 inches. So if you want to go crazy, like this was a really tall crawl, so they wanted to make it look nice for the homeowner, so they did that. But anyway, just a little example. So this is about a little over 2,000 square foot example. Of course, no house is going to be rectangle. Anyway, you got 32 linear feet here, 64 here. And then you got roughly about a 16 by 16 cinder block. Sometimes they're 8 by 16, and then sometimes they're poured, depends on what part of the country you're in. So make sure you get these measurements. You want to know linear foot, and you want to know how many piers you have, or pillars, and then you want to know square foot. Okay, so if we jump to our next slide, this gives you an idea of our example, and then what you can do, this is just a rule of thumb. You'll need 1 roll of seam tape for every 250 square feet of crawl space. Okay, so that's just the floor. And remember, if you've not done this before, you may do more cuts. And then if you're going to do the walls, if the wall is 3 foot high, you want to measure that. So if you got a 4 foot tall wall by 32 linear feet, you multiply 4 times 32, and that gives you the square footage of the wall. So anyway, when you figure out the wall square footage and the floor square footage, this could easily be, 3,200 square feet by the time I did the walls and the floor and the pillars, because you also want to do 1 additional roll of seam tape for about every 4 pillars. Okay, but just remember, again, if you're cutting a lot, the more you cut, it's kind of like drywall. The bigger the piece of drywall, the less mud you're going to use. So if you got a lot of cuts you got to make, you're going to use more drywall mud. Same with the seam tape. Butyl tape's a little less complicated. You're going to use 64 by 64 by 32 by 32. So that's linear foot. This is a 50 linear feet. So you're going to need one roll for every 50 linear feet, and then you'll need one additional roll for about every linear foot of support pillar. So if these are, you know, I think if I did the math correctly, you're looking at about one roll for every 8 pillars, I believe is how I figured that out. But just do the surface area around the pillar plus the linear foot around the perimeter, then that gives you this. And then here's our Christmas tree fasteners that go through the butyl tape. All right, so that's about all there is to it. I just wanted to take you real quick to the website. As you can see now, we're accepting Amazon Pay, which is really convenient. And one of the other things I wanted to show you, by the way, it's crawlspaceninja.com. Go to the DIY store, click on either the 12 mil or the 10 mil vapor barrier, and it'll take you directly to the vapor barrier page. And then if you scroll down, if you're scrolling down here, we've made it easy to have the seam tape and the foundation butyl tape on the same page, so you can just add those to the vapor barrier if you like. And of course, if you want to know how to install the butyl tape, this video right here, how to install butyl tape and vapor barriers, right there on our YouTube channel. So anyway, I'm Michael Church with crawlspaceninja.com. I hope this was informative for you all, and please, the reason why this video came about is because you guys keep giving us great questions, and hopefully this will help you in your crawl space encapsulation. If you find yourself in the Knoxville or Chattanooga, Tennessee areas right now, we are doing crawl spaces in those areas. So if you'd like a free estimate, just give us a call or visit us on the website at crawlspaceninja.com. And we really appreciate you guys and hope you make it a blessed and happy day. Thank you very much for watching.